Hi guys, my name is Leanne and I am a DIY enthusiast. And if you're like me and you love building things, you've probably also accumulated a huge stack of scrap wood that you don't really know what to do with. But it's okay, I am coming to the rescue because today what we're going to build is a recipe book stand, and we're going to use entirely scrap and art pieces of wood that I've found from old projects that I've done. This is definitely one of the simplest projects that we're going to do, so let's get started. I have got 3 pieces of wood here. These 2 are slightly wider. They're about 33 centimeters long over here, but it really doesn't matter. You can make this as big or as small as you like. My measuring technique was literally to take my favorite recipe book and measure from that. The one in the middle happens to be slightly narrower, but what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be creating a foot with a kickback. We're going to use a flat hinge to do that, so you can see when you close this hinge, it's nice and flat, so that's going to go in there. We're going to attach them all together. We're going to put a narrower piece of wood along the bottom where your recipe book can stand on. And then to make sure that the pages don't flop around, we're going to be using a bar handle from Galmar. It's a nice, narrow, very chic little piece. And we're going to put that just on the edge so you can slot your recipe book in between the back of the stand and this handle. So step number 1 is going to be to attach this hinge. So I have measured out where I'm going to put my hinge. So I've measured the width of my plank here, and I've measured the 5 centimeters for the hinge. Now we're going to start drilling pilot holes, and then we're going to screw our hinge in. So quick and simple, but make sure you do those pilot holes because you're going into the narrow side of the wood here and you don't want it to split. So work nice and slowly so that we don't get split wood. So I've attached my hinge and it is ready to become a foot. So our next step is we want to attach our 2 side pieces to the middle. So as you can see, there's nowhere that you can screw in. So we're going to use a dowel system. So basically we're going to put a hole in this side, a hole in that side, and we're going to put the dowel in between. It is quite a precise situation, so you want to measure very, very carefully to make sure that you get your dowel hole on the one side and on the other side in exactly the same place so that they can attach nice and flush to one another. I have also measured my drill bit. So if you have a look, my dowel is about 5 centimeters long, which means I needed to go 2.5 centimeters into the one side, 2.5 centimeters into the other side. And to ensure that I don't make my hole too deep, I've marked out 2.5 centimeters on my actual drill bit, and I've just used a piece of masking tape. So let's get started drilling our holes. So now that we've got our holes, I'm going to put my dowel in there. Okay, so it's quite a snug fit, so sometimes it needs a little bit of gentle persuasion. Right, so we have got our dowels in. We're going to start assembling this. However, what I want to do is I want to use just a little bit of wood glue in these sections where the dowels are, just for a little bit of extra stability. Otherwise, it's just going to pull apart. So now that I've got the back of our recipe book stand attached and put together, I'm going to start with the platform on which our book is going to be. And remember, I mentioned that we're going to have a handle. So I'm going to attach the handle to this base, and then the base is going to go onto the back end of our recipe book stand. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to drill right through our wood. Right, so with the handle attached to the base, all that we need to do now is we need to attach it to the back of our stand. And we're going to do that just putting in 4 screws, and make sure that you don't screw in your middle plank. Remember, that's going to be a foot. So you just want to attach the 2 outer planks, and you're going to use 4 screws to do that quickly. this is what the final product looks like. But I want to show you guys what this actually looks like when it's being used, so when it's fit for purpose. I've got my recipe book here, and I'm going to slot it in just behind the handle. How awesome is that? This is going to make a fantastic gift for the chef in your life, or it's even going to just make your life in the kitchen a lot easier, and it costs you almost nothing because you were using pieces of wood that you didn't really have a use for anyway. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed putting this project together, and that you and I will be DIYing together very soon. Now, I'm off to go and make some fish.
For more DIY solutions, visit Galma in-store or browse online.